how's it going? So today I'm gonna start working on my natural tree decorating challenge. I'm really excited that you guys liked that idea because, I don't know, the whole dollar store tree decorating thing was just feeling a little old to me. I'd already done it twice and a lot of other people do it, and it's really actually not that hard. So this one is going to stretch me just a little bit more. I guess we should probably not call it a 100% natural tree just because I am gonna be using lights. Erin doesn't think I should, but I'm going to because I just can't imagine having a tree in my house without any twinkly lights in it. So I'm going to kind of fudge there a little bit. But what I've done so far is I've put together a list of all of the ornaments that I want to make. Ooh, let me back it up there. So we've got popcorn garland, paper wheels and snowflakes, birch ornaments, both the succulent ones I just made, and then I'm gonna do some wood burning today. Walnut garland, dried oranges and apples, pine cones, pressed flower ornaments that I made earlier on this season, pheasant feathers and hydrangea blooms. That's as far as I've gotten so far. And that's all I really plan on getting done today, is just getting the bulk of the ornaments ready to go. And then tomorrow I can set the tree up. It's kind of a short tree, so I have to decide whether or not I want to try to raise it up on something. It's gonna go somewhere in our kitchen, I think. But we'll do that portion tomorrow in the actual decorating part. So today, it's probably just gonna be a bunch of, like, a montage of me making all of these different things. Some of them were already done. Like let's see, the dried oranges are done. I've got my pheasant feathers and hydrangea blooms gathered. Succulent birch is done. So I just have a few things to do. I'm gonna start with the things that take the longest, like drying apples. So anyway, let's just start working on these things. So I'm gonna start this first step up here in our butler's pantry, so it's super echoey up here, just because it's out of the way and I've got all of my apple drying supplies sitting right here. So let me just kind of explain the process real quick. I've got red delicious apples because they have the nice red skin and I want that color to shine through. I've got both of my dehydrators up here. You can also use a 200-degree oven and just put your apple slices on a baking sheet with parchment paper. Takes several hours to dry. I've got my mandolin here, which helps me cut them all the same thickness. You can just use a regular knife if you want. And then a bowl of water that I put citric acid in. So we'll dunk all of the apples in this first. This acts as lemon juice, so it helps the slices not brown super bad. So we'll put them in here and then we will dry them off on paper towels before we put them in the dehydrators. Those look really pretty. I don't get my mandolin out very often, but the benefit is that it cuts all the pieces the same width, or the same thickness, I should say, so they all dry in about the same amount of time. On these. Both of them are filled and you can probably hear them running. Between that and the echo in here, it's probably pretty pleasant to listen to. But the most fun part about this is that you can sprinkle some of them with cinnamon and cloves and it smells so good. And I've got a bunch of extra apples. So this bag cost me $3 and I'm gonna be getting a ton of ornaments plus some really yummy chicken snacks. So I'm gonna run these out quick. Now I'm out in the greenhouse because it's a gorgeous day to work on the walnut garland. And I am gonna incorporate a few chestnuts as well because I completely forgot my sister-in-law just gave me a big bag of them. So my hope is to drill through the nuts. I've got a drill with a little drill bit and then either run some twine or wire through each nut just to create a simple garland. That's my hope. Oh man. First one didn't go so well. I'm gonna go look for a diamond bit because these walnut shells are hard and I don't really want to apply a bunch of pressure. Like, I'm sure the regular bit would make it through, but if I apply a bunch of pressure it might break. So I'm gonna look for a diamond bit, also a piece of scrap wood because I didn't think about how when the bit makes it through the walnut it's gonna need to make it through the other side and I don't really want it marring our table. the cutest nut garland you have ever seen. I love it. So I did 3 walnuts, 1 chestnut, and then I just continued that pattern the whole way. I ended up using the paddle wire because both of the like twines I brought out are too flexible. So I brought regular twine out, and then I found this waxed cord in the garage, and it was a little stiffer, but it wasn't stiff enough to make it all the way through the walnut without getting hung up. So anyway, I mean, you can't get more natural than this right here. I think I'm gonna make 2 more of these. So I'm in the barn now, and I'm going to work on cutting some more birch rounds. So I've got my birch branch right here. I'm gonna cut more rounds and tie some twine, and then hopefully I can find my wood burning kit and I can wood burn like some words on there or something like that. I don't know. So anyway, that's the plan for the next set of ornaments. So I've got my drill I'm going to use again, and I'll just drill holes through them here after I get done cutting them. Got the saw all set up. Hey Siri, FaceTime Mom. Hey, did you borrow my wood burning kit?
I don't think so.
Dang. I don't know where I put mine. All right guys, so I'm back inside. It's actually a new day. After I got done cutting those birch ornaments, I brought them inside and then I scoured the house for my wood burning kit, and I cannot find it anywhere. I have no idea where I would have put a wood burning kit. Anyway, so I might have to do charcoal drawings. I just haven't decided on that yet. But I do have 2 more things I need to prep. One is the popcorn garland, which I'm getting ready to start right now. And then I'm gonna make a few little paper fans. The paper fans are pretty straightforward. You just make little paper fans. Anyway, I might show a little bit of that, but you'll see them on the tree in the end. I hope nobody will judge me that my popcorn is butter light. So we do have a little bit of a yellow vibe going on, but this is what I had in my pantry, so this is what we're gonna use. Use what you got sometimes. And I fished my sewing thing out. It has all my pins on it. I haven't had this out in a long time. Found a needle, I have some thread. I'm gonna go to town. Also, somebody told me to pop my popcorn and leave it out overnight so that it can get stale, because it's way easier to string. Because the last time I made popcorn garland, I did it right after I popped the popcorn, so it was really fresh and I had pieces breaking all over the place. So I'm hoping this goes really smoothly. If it does, you can consider that a tip for popcorn garland. Here we go. Going pretty good. So I think it's looking pretty darn good. Look at that. I have like, I don't know, a little over 2 feet made so far. I need to make quite a bit because this is gonna be my main thing that goes all the way around the tree because I can't use ribbon. So not 100% natural because it's butter light, but I kind of like the dimension that the little bit of yellow brings to it. We'll see how it looks on the tree. Hey, what are you doing? Hey baby, do you wanna come watch me string popcorn garlands? It's riveting. So I'm up in the sun porch. This is where I decided to decorate this tree just because I don't really have any Christmas except for these wreaths going on up here. I didn't really focus on this entryway this year, so I thought it would be fun to have some Christmas up here. So anyway, I've got to do a lot of cleaning first of all. It's pretty dirty in here at the moment, but I have gathered most of the ornaments I'm going to be using, so I thought I would just show you kind of like broadly what I have going on here, and then I'm just gonna start like bringing stuff in. I have to get the Christmas tree stand in here. I've got to recut the bottom of the Christmas tree and we'll get it set up, but let me just kind of show you where it's gonna go. Yeah. All right, so as you come into the sun porch, I'm thinking I want to put the tree right here. It's not very big, so I think it'll look really cute. Plus you'll be able to see it from inside the house as well. I had some plant stands sitting here that I just put inside. See how dirty the floor is? I need to clean it. And then I kind of squished all my plants Like all the ferns are right here. I've got the 2 citrus trees and the 1 lemon down here, and then the 2 topiaries. I was going to put the tree here, and I had a chair there, and so I moved it out, but I kind of like having a little open space in here as well. Russell, gotta stay away from the decorations. So I've got pheasant feathers. Here are the nut garlands. I made 3 of them. I've got dried oranges here, and dried orange slices that I made last year, and you can see I actually dried those a little bit long so they're darker colored. They would keep lighter colored like this had I not baked them for so long. Some pine cones. I've got some bundled up cinnamon sticks, the pressed flower ornaments. We've got just some plain paper fans, and then some fans that have a little bit of print on them, which might be pushing it for natural, but it's still paper and I think they're pretty, so I'm gonna use them. And we've got dried apple slices here. There are some with the cinnamon and clove and some that are just plain. And then here are my birch ornaments, which I never ended up finding my wood burning kit, so I just used charcoal, like a charcoal pencil, and drew on some just quick, easy snowflakes right there, and I think that those are cute. The only other things I don't have up here are my popcorn garland, just because I had to hide it from Benjamin. He was wanting to eat it, and so he's following me around. He knows where they're at, and he was hanging out at the table where it's sitting. Benjamin, hey, I gotta put those on the tree today. We can't be eating on those, not yet anyway.
No.
They're all stale too, yuck. Anyway, so I have those protected, and then the Christmas lights. So I'm just gonna go get everything else I need and the tree, and we'll just get it all decorated, and I will show you what it looks like in the end. It's so cute. Oh my goodness, look at how incredibly cute and perfect that tree is for this space. I absolutely love it. So now, lights. Hoping that it was going to stay overcast today for this project, since we are up in the sun porch and it gets all afternoon sun, but the sun is kind of beaming in here, so I'm not sure how the lighting's going to look, but we'll be sure to come out when it's a little more dim, because Christmas lights are kind of lost in the daytime anyway. But I have the popcorn and nut garlands placed. They are so cute. I'm going to show you those, and then I need to go make a tree topper. I kind of forgot about that. Look at how cute this tree is looking. I alternated. I made barely enough garland to make it around the tree. And then I've got like a long neck or top going on right there, and that's okay. We're just gonna go with it. I did string some lights up it, just for some little vertical interest. But I think it's so cute. And I'm not sure what I'm gonna use for the underside here. I could use burlap. I guess maybe that's the more natural fabric. I don't know, I think I have some white muslin upstairs too. I don't know, we'll get it figured out. So I'm gonna go get some branches and we'll fashion us a star. It's all done, and I absolutely adore how it turned out. First off, you will notice I popped a shade up in here to help diffuse some of the harsh sun so that you guys could see some detail better, but let me back up. Look at that. Isn't that the perfect scale and look for the sun porch? I don't know if it's because I have so much time invested in all of these ornaments, but I just really like this tree. I think it is so pretty. Okay, so let's start at the bottom. I had 4 burlap sacks in the barn that I just puddled at the base. I didn't even cut them. And I think that's a nice natural touch at the bottom. And then I had an old watering can I used in my fall decorations right outside the sun porch, and I thought it would be cute tucked in right there at the base. And then you can just see everything that I used. So you can see the garlands in there. I used some nice limelight hydrangeas for some weighty ornament kind of look in there. They're kind of like big snowballs. Super cute. I used some big pine cones. There's 3 of those. The cinnamon stick bundles. You can see the pressed flower ornaments in there, as well as the snowflakes, the charcoal snowflakes. Boy, here's some apple slice from last year. I cut my apples differently last year. I actually kind of like that better than the rounds that I did this year. But look at all of this. At the top, ooh, I like this one, the lavender on that ornament there. The top has pheasant feathers, limelight hydrangea blooms. You can see a zinnia that I pressed, and then our lilac branch star, which I ended up making quite a bit smaller than I initially started out. I made a much bigger one, but I ended up cutting the leader down about 4 inches. I kind of wanted it to be set apart, so I didn't put a bunch of stuff right here, because I just think it's, I don't know, for some reason I really kind of wanted it just to be up. I don't know why. Anyway, I think we should maybe call this just a handmade tree, because the paper fans, even though they're paper, I don't know, you can consider that natural. They are printed on, but I think that kind of was a needed touch, as well as some red fans. There's only 4, I think, 4 little red fans. I had 1 piece of red paper that worked for this, but it brought just enough dimension, I think, to the arrangement. You'll also notice that I tucked in oranges. So there's oranges like in the interior. Uh-oh, there was an orange in the interior. Let me get that. I like to have stuff tucked all the way in the trees so that it looks really dimensional, like this right here. See how that pressed flower ornament's back in there, and then the orange is forward and the apple's kind of midway. Of course, this will look so much different once it gets darker and you can see all the Christmas lights. I think it's gonna be so, so pretty. Moving inside here, I did decorate fully this side of the tree as well. And there's quite a number of them on the back here, but I didn't really concentrate anything like down here or on the very back side, just because you'll never see it. Here's a leaf off of our porcelain berry vine right there. There's a pincushion flower, a viola, and alyssum, I think. When I got done with the tree, I was just kind of surveying it. I was looking it over, looking at all the ornaments, and I think that everything on this tree I can save except for the popcorn garland. I can imagine that probably doesn't store very well, but they're super easy and fast to make. So really, I can pull all this stuff back out and do the same exact thing next year if I wanted to, or kind of like add some extra stuff, which is really fun. But I think I love this tree so much because of the time investment that went into all of these ornaments. I mean, if you take these pressed flower ornaments alone, you think about, well, first you had to grow the flowers, and then you had to harvest them, dry them, which takes 2 to 3 weeks, and then you have to make the dough for the ornament, let it dry, and then apply the pressed flowers and then let that dry. I mean, so many steps, and they're all enjoyable. It's all a fun thing to do, but I don't know, I just like when I see those things that I made be put to use and look so pretty. I don't know, I'm just like extra proud of it because of all the work that went into it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, just seeing a little bit of a different tree challenge versus the last couple of years with the dollar store. This one was, I like the results of this one, I like so much more, I think. And maybe it's just because this year I'm just into, like, I've been simplifying a little bit, and like I have 3 less trees in my house than last year. I'm using a lot more naturals, not as much faux stuff, and I'm just kind of in the mood for that this year. So I really enjoyed myself doing this. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you're all having a very Merry Christmas. Bye.